social activist, educationist. He was a former member of Syndicate Bangalore University. He was a former member of BTU and AICTE Southern Command. I've come here to speak to him regarding the recent killing, or you can say a murder according to them, of Major General Qasemi in Iran, as Mr. Aga Sultan has been tirelessly working from the past few years in Iraq, in Karbala, doing medical help as well as social activities and helping the poor victims uh, who are injured or who were attacked during the Iraq war. Aga Sultan, welcome to Nashima News. What have you to say about the recent killing?
Thanks, Mr. Rizwan, for coming and wanting to know my views. It's very unfortunate. The incident which took place on January 3rd, the killing of Major General Qasim Soleimani and Commander Abu Mahdi al-Muhandis, is indeed appalling, and I deplore it, condemn this act of, I would say, this act is nothing but a terrorist act. You may ask me why. It's because, as per the international law, they have to seek permission. The Americans have to seek permission before enacting this particular act. So they have violated the international law. And not many are aware that the American policy across the world, disturbing the peace in every country which confronts them, not towing their line, not confronts, doesn't tow their line, they invade that country. So for example, let us start from Libya. What happened in Libya, Egypt, Yemen, Syria, and they have been threatening Iran from 1953. It is a very age-old animosity from 1953 onwards.
Why 1953? Because Iran would have becoming a nuclear country. Iran was becoming strong, or was the threat to America, or was some other forces trying to say America finished them?
See, when you talk of nuclear issue, don't you think Israel has nuclear weapons? Why are they not talking about it? Israel has the topmost nuclear weapons in the world today. There are no sanctions there, there's no monitoring or nothing. Why Iran only? See, they want to destabilize the Middle East. They want to make, unfortunately, the entire Muslim world fight with each other. And here, I would like to say, the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in order to protect its throne, is hand in glove with the Israeli government. Yesterday, I have seen a video wherein Mr. Netanyahu is talking to Prince Salman, laughing and congratulating the death of Major Qasim Soleimani. Now, who is Major General Qasim Soleimani? I would like to tell you.
According to some Mr. American President and other sources, Mr. Soleimani was forefront in leading the ISIS. He was forefront in leading the terror attack. He was forefront in planning and executing a lot of terror activities in the Middle East, as well as he was threat to India.
It's very absurd. Major General Qasim Soleimani is the head of the Quds Force, the IRGC of Iranian government, who was deputed by the Iranian government to Syria first, wherein the terrorists attacked the Assad government. They wanted to remove Assad. So Major General Soleimani went to Syria. He fought the terrorists. He wiped out the terrorists. And then what happened when they lost their base, the terrorists, the Al-Nusra and all those people, they came in the garb of ISIS. Overnight they took over Fallujah. And they declared Baghdadi as their Khalifa. Overnight. Then Ayatollah Sistani, the spiritual leader of the Shias in Najaf, gave a call every able-bodied Iraqi should now come and defend its nation. What happened after that was the holy shrines in Karbala, in Najaf, in Kashmir formed their own units called Popular Mobilization Units. In Arabic, it's called Hashd al-Shabi. Now, all these people were civilians. Major General Qasim Soleimani trained them against the ISIS. The ISIS came in the month of June 2014 in Fallujah. It took 3.5–4 years from the front he led, Major General Soleimani, taking his life from the front he led, and the ISIS ran away from them and they are today finished. This Popular Mobilization Unit, Hashd al-Shabi, the Americans call it as militia. I can't understand the philosophy of the Western world. A unit which is defending the nation, defending the country, their own soil, their motherland, Madravatan, and you call them militia. And Major General Soleimani trained this PMU against the ISIS, you call him a terrorist.
So,
A real terrorist.
No, so according to Iran sources and according to people who were close to Major General Qasem Soleimani, he was a defender. He was training the people to defend them. He was not a terrorist.
Absolutely.
Then why the world is not supporting? What is the UN doing? United Nations doing? And why has the United Nations not condemned it? And what is the role of the United Nations? And what have you to say about that?
United Nations, tell me one good thing the United Nations has done till now from its inception. United Nations is at the mercy of the United States. The expenses, everything is coming from their coffers. So the United Nations is not United Nations, it is nothing but American agency. UN is an American agency based in America. If the UN has to play its role, why all these atrocities are around the world? What is happening in Yemen? What happened in Libya earlier? What happened in Syria? Lakhs of people have just left. So my demand as a citizen of the world is to all the powers being in the world, please let us have peace.
I think Turkey president has called for some, if United Nations doesn't take any step, we will form a different United Nations of Islamic Organization Committee. So do you think Iran will support that?
Come again?
They want to form a United Islamic Organization Committee, wherein if United Nations doesn't come to the rescue, so Turkey and Egypt, they're all planning. So do you think Iran would be a forefront to support that, saying that, okay, you come and intervene and see that the war is stopped and no sanctions are going to be against Iran, because not sanctions, America is going to declare sanctions against Iran.
See, what Iran is going to do, I don't know. What is their policy towards this, I don't know. But then, if the United Nations is ineffective, I think an alternate agency has to be thought of. Whether Iranian government will support it, I am not aware. If something like this happens, at least if the Middle East can unite and bring about world order, it will be the best thing that can happen.
Who should lead that?
I pin my hopes and faith on the Russians, the Chinese to come forward now. Because I think the UK and other countries will definitely go with the Americans. So I presume and I pray that saner countries like Malaysia. Today, Malaysian Prime Minister has given a very good statement. You please read it. Mr. Mahathir Mohamad, wonderful statement. And even the Turkish president has given a very good statement. So these are all people who are balanced leaders. So I think now, if there is a war, who are the sufferers? It is the poor man on the earth. It is the man who is working daily to earn his bread. He is a sufferer. Humanity is a sufferer. It is not the rich. It's literally someone who managed to live. So any war today is not good for the world.
Do you still think that because America is a superpower, he can dictate terms?
In my view, America is not a superpower. America is today, you know what? I don't want to use any term. I wish America plays a big brother's role rather than a big devil's role. If it plays a big brother's role, we will all be with Americans to get the world order in a peace. But it is not a brother, it is a big devil today.
And he has warned, if you all don't mind, or if you all don't shut up, or if you all don't listen to me, I've got latest weapons which I can display on your government and see that you all are finished. So, do you think that this is right on the part of the President of America?
See, keeping Mr. Trump's statement at one side, you come to the lowest level of street politics. The street gunda, what he does, he will just show his knife. He may have some illegal pistol or show some muscle power. Okay? That is the lowest level of gundagiri. Similarly, Mr. Trump, in a very elite way with a suit, boot, okay, with entire media covering him, shows off his muscle power in the form of exhibiting his arms, ammunition, etc., is nothing short of calling him an evil monger.
You know. Coming to what will be the effect if the war takes place? Who will be affected? What will be the economy? I mean, Middle East is playing a role. What role is Middle East going to play, especially Saudi? So, what is it?
The kingdom of Saudi Arabia, in order to protect its throne, its kingdom, is falling in the hands of the Western powers, especially the Americans and Israelis. They are making a big blunder today. They will definitely realize, one day their mistake, the KSA, Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, that whatever is wrong, because the Americans will not even spare them once they say no to anything what they say. So every dog has his day. Okay, everybody.
And what would be the sufferers?
The sufferer is the common man, the common person on that. You and me. There are you and me, so in every country the common man is the sufferer.
What is the reaction of the people who are in Iran? What have they to say? And any people in, especially India and Bangalore, you are going to have a protest or you are going to do some silent march against the attack?
See, we being here, we are all supporters of peace and harmony. Whichever country, whether in Iran, Iraq, XYZ country, is unnecessarily targeted by an evil power, the Western power, blackmailing them, we as human beings should definitely support the cause of goodness, support the cause for peace and harmony. We don't want war. But then, the spirit of the Iranians I can watch on the TV screens I've been watching is enormous. They're all on the streets today. They're all on the street. And I for sure, I know that, they definitely, their blood is boiling because the Americans have killed one of the most popular person Iran had ever produced, in Major General Hassan Soleimani. And now, after Iraqi parliament has asked Americans and the foreign troops to leave, today, Mr. Trump is demanding a ransom. You pay me so many $1 billion for my expenses of airbase, then I will go. Who asked him to come there in the first place? Nobody invited him to come there. I don't think anybody invited him to come there.
Do you think it's all an election stunt because next year there will be the election of the United States? Do you think Donald Trump is trying to bring authority saying that he's a protector of America, he's a protector of people who are doing terrorism, he's a protector, superpower of the world? Do you think is one of the reasons he has attacked Iran to show that I'm there and so he wins the election again?
See, he's a Republican. The Democrats are definitely against what he has done. And the act what he has done is against the international law. So definitely, this act of his, he's going to lose miserably is what I presume. If at all, he has done this as an election stunt. This particular incident, he will lose.
What is your message, last message?
Last message. My message to the entire world, to the nations who are supporting the Americans in this particular thing. Open your eyes. It has happened to Iran, it has happened to Iraq, to Syria. It can happen to you also one day. It can happen to anybody one day. Because anybody who doesn't toe the line of the Americans is at a risk today. And my appeal, even to our Indian government, to kindly play a role of mediator, to diffuse the crisis. And I'm sure India is one of the most leading country in the world today, which has the greatest influence on international matters also, because wherever you go, India is respected very well. India has a voice. So if no other country is coming forward, I appeal to our Indian government to kindly diffuse this crisis and prevent the war from happening, because any war is not good for any soul on earth. Any war is not good for any, even an animal on earth. When you see the Australian fires, what is happening? So many animals have died in the Australian fire. I mean, what I mean is any war is not good for anybody in the world. We don't want war, we want peace. That's it. And again to Mr. Trump, kindly change your international policy. This is not good for a good world order. It is not good. This is why only you're targeting Iran. Even Israel has nuclear weapons. If you want to have a nuclear treaty applicable, it should be applicable to all countries which are producing nuclear weapons. But here, Iran is enriching uranium for their electricity purposes, peaceful purposes. So many inspections have happened there. They threw open their research center. The accord, the P5+1 accord was signed by Obama, President Obama, while he was in office. Mr. Trump came and cancelled it.
He
Cancelled it. We don't know why. Then the tension started. So it looks like they don't want peace. In the end of it, you know what I think? The Americans are good. American policy is bad. They don't want peace for two reasons. One, if there is peace all around the world, where are they going to sell their armaments, their arms? There are no buyers for the arms. All the ordnance factories have to pack up. So there should be a war. And after a war, what happens, you know? They ask for the war costs. Then third thing, you know what happens? They will say, okay, our companies will come and rebuild it. So the economy runs only on destruction and reconstruction. That is why they want war. They don't want peace.
Thank you for speaking to Nashima News.
Yeah.
And it was nice speaking to Mr. Aga Sultan. He was of the view that war is very destructive, a lot of lives will be lost, and America is playing a negative role in having a war. It's only war to sell their weapons and see that he is the superpower. He also said that United Nations should play a positive role, if not it should be disbanded. And India should also play a positive role in negotiating and see that peace is being brought in the region. Rizwan Asad for Nashima News, Bangalore.